Now we're live.
We're live.
But there's no scoreboard.
Yes. Lando, you can. Lando, please.
So welcome everyone back to the stream. We did incur some technical difficulties, but we are now back up and running. So currently it is Eaglesville versus CBC in the semi-finals of the CBC Under-16 tournament. Eaglesville currently 113 for 4 after 16.4 overs.
Bro, what happened to the window capture? What happened?
So we currently have Barak Hakufiwi bowling, an explosive pace bowler here. He's been really accurate with his bowling so far. Oh, that's a great ball. And that is the over. And after 17, Eaglesville are 113 for 4. So far, the highest scorer for Eaglesville is Shama Viriri, having scored 40 runs off 41 balls. But it overall hasn't been the best of innings for them. A few batters going out for some pretty low totals. Terence Magwaza for 3, Guara having only 6, and Milan Zaranika, who's been the real highlight, the real joy to Eaglesville's team. For Eaglesville's team, only scoring 24. Currently, we have the captain, Ethan Mashipe, out in the center, and Taona Deneri out in the center. Both batters still without a single run in this innings. And that is gone. Taona Deneri has nicked it off to the keeper. And Thomas Sanders with a really great ball there to claim the 5th wicket for CBC. Eaglesville really crumbling here, and they have a lot of questions to ask themselves and a lot of preparation for the second innings.
As we are back live, just in case you forgot, you are joined by Alexander Nkala, James Widdop, Rowan Ferguson, and Stephen Chingombe, and Orlando Nyani from the CBC Media Club.
Just a quick update on our other field, our second live stream. We will be having Milton playing Riverdale, if you want to go watch that. Or stay with us here on the main field, where we're seeing CBC absolutely conquer this team. The CBC field is really a strong side, limiting the batsmen in runs. This single, they'll take very fast as they really need it.
So Ethan Gucci off the mark, 1 run taken. That's a good ball.
Bowling from
Catch is
Thomas
a
Sanders.
spinach, but the catch is not taken. Oh, what a ball there.
Second wicket from Thomas Anders. He's just on fire today.
That is an incredible ball from Thomas Sanders. A fine yorker crashing into center stump.
Well said, well said.
Eaglesville's captain falls for 0 runs of the 7 balls he's faced. We are getting to the end of their batting lineup, and it's not looking like the best of innings that we are going to see from Eaglesville here. They will definitely be regretting a lot of their decisions in terms of shots having been chosen, in terms of possibly even batters being put in at different times, and a lot of questions for the coach to ask himself here.
Sad and unfortunate seeing batsmen go out for golden ducks when they are in a position like this.
Yo, can you very like you're reading a story? Fluid sentence.
It's another wicket.
Brilliant wicket there by the wiki.
Mordecai Sibanda on his toes, seeing the batsman off his line and taking the opportunity quicker than any reaction could be made. Umpire with the finger in the air. He's gone.
Is that another golden duck?
Another one.
Another one.
Indeed it is.
Another one by the dust.
And Thomas Sanders, he's unable to get his hat-trick, as that is the end of the over, but it could be a team hat-trick here if the next ball does end in a wicket and another golden duck for Eaglesville. Barak Hakufiwi coming back. He did get a maiden over in his first over here, and he will be looking to continue this string of wickets falling for Eaglesville. And he will definitely be hoping to close out the game for CBC in the final 2 overs of the innings here. Here comes Barak. It's an incredible ball there, but it misses everything. And there is no runoff of that one. It's not going to be counted as wide. The batter did move a lot toward it, and so it's deemed playable.
It's on open. Bro, did you pee yourself? You got so angry.
It's a terrific ball there from Barak. No run from it. The batter seems to be playing a bit of a game of dodgeball here, really not wanting to get in the way of such a fast ball, which could definitely have some consequences on him and his wicket, and is definitely angering the coach on the sidelines. Batter really not looking to play anything, more or less looking to survive what has been incredible bowling from Barak. And that is Barak's first runs conceded. They do come from a wide. The consistency had to end at some point, and it's an additional 2 runs for Eaglesville. Barak cuts off his run-up. Dead ball signaled by the umpire. That's mistimed. Barak isn't able to reach it. And it does fall safely. A bit of a scare there for Timothy Goche, but he does survive another over. We are now going into the last over of the game. Eaglesville should be looking to at least get about 10 runs on the board to put a respectable total up, but so far it doesn't look like one which they will be able to defend and defend convincingly. They have a lot of work ahead of them, and hopefully they will be able to put up what should be an interesting second innings.
Now we have Brandon Mkapa bowling.
Brandon Chira brought back to close off the game. It's been a great bowling innings from him, but still no wickets for him. Slower ball from him, no run.
So Lando, I think you've been with us today. I think you've watched a few of Eaglesville's games. Do you think they've put in a good score here, or do you think CBC will easily manage to catch up to them?
I think considering their form yesterday and CBC's form throughout the tournament, it's not the best of scores that they could have put up. You really think that they should have capitalized a lot more on some of those full tosses, some of those short balls, which they really just didn't take advantage of. But you also have to respect the bowling of CBC because it has been incredibly tight. There have been a very few amount of extras here, and they've really restricted Eaglesville well and should be looking to win this game pretty dominantly. They're running hard. They do get the single there. That's going to be a wide from Brandon Chira. 2 runs added. The last ball of the innings. What can come of it?
Oh,
It's a wicket.
a wicket from Brandon Chira there for the last ball.
It's a great way to end things here, and it has been a dominant innings from CBC.
Oh yes, I definitely agree with Orlando there. Great way to go out. Feel like CBC has really performed today when it comes to bowling. Now as they go to...
So it seems as if the wide from earlier is going to be reballed here. So one more ball lift, and just maybe it can be a few more runs for Eaglesville to defend. Because as we've seen, every run does count.
Well, to be honest, looking at CBC's performance from yesterday and earlier on today, I really do not think that Eaglesville will come out with a W from this game.
A bit shaky there from the Eaglesville batter. They are going to get 1 run off buys, and that is going to close out the innings. Eaglesville putting a total of 122 for 8. It should be easily chased by CBC, but anything can happen here. Eaglesville can pull out an absolute blinder in the second innings in terms of their bowling, and you never know what could happen in this wonderful game of cricket. So we will see you in the second innings. We will see you in the second innings, which should be interesting. We will be able to see Luandle continue his fine form in which he scored over 100 as well as a 50 in their last game. And that is going to be it for now. We will join you later.
Now, just enjoy some of the adverts that will play.
Africa is changing every day. With each sunrise, it grows and adapts. With every obstacle we overcome, we prove that this is a place of perseverance and optimism, where Old Mutual witnesses the human spirit driving people to do more every day. This is our Africa. These are its people, and these are their stories. Stories about the positive impact we're striving for together every single day. Told by those we're doing it with and those we're doing it for.
We all know that feeling, that special moment, hanging out with friends, precious family time, feeling inspired, that memorable sister moment. What would these moments be if we couldn't share a Maxi? Maxi is the all-new, fun and flavorful range of carbonated soft drinks from RNL. Be part of the Maxi family. Maxi. Taste it to feel it.
Welcome to our Bakers Inn BULAWAYO plant, where passion meets perfection and innovation takes center stage. Step into a world where tradition and technology dance in perfect harmony. Welcome to the City of Kings. From our high-tech ovens that ensure perfection in every loaf to our precision mixers that blend flavors with finesse, we spare no effort in delivering the finest, freshest and most exquisite baked bread to your table. Step into the Bakers Inn manufacturing plant and experience a world where imagination knows no bounds and every...
Welcome back to what should be an interesting second innings here. Eaglesville have to defend a score of 123, and they do have their work cut out for them. CBC have been dominant with the bat so far in this tournament, and it should be a really interesting one to see here. So, Rowan, what do you think will ensue in this second innings?
Hopefully, Eaglesville cuts down on their extras and wides and no balls. We saw that it was a big problem in their last game. They had lots of free hits, and that really cost them the game versus Goldridge. But hopefully, they can improve. No misfields, of course, and hopefully CVC can also show what they've got. Sandile in Glovo looking like a big threat. Hopefully Eaglesville can shut down the big hitters. Yes.
Hey, and then question for you there, Lando. What do you think CBC will be having to do to try and win this game?
I think honestly they just have to be patient. They don't need a really high run rate. No need to really rush those 4s or 6s. Really just rotating the strike could get them to a victory because it's a pretty small total. It's pretty easy to chase total, and if Eaglesville keep up their bowling from the last game, then it could well prove to be an easy victory for CBC.
Just waiting now for the second innings to start.
Some words of inspiration being shared between the teams before they walk in. You can see the stress on the Eaglesville players' faces. You can see that they really are hoping to get a bit of luck here in order to defend what seems to be a pretty difficult total.
And Lando, what can we expect for CBC or Eaglesville if they get the win in this game?
I honestly think a win for CBC could definitely spur them on to the winners title because they have been a dominant side throughout this tournament. They have displayed some real tenacity in a lot of situations, and honestly, if there was any team that I would place my bets on, it could well be this CBC team. The teams walking out into the center, setting up for what should be an interesting second innings here, as the batsmen take their guards and prepare to chase down the score. So the first ball of the innings is a dot ball. Great opening there from Milan Zaranika. So in case you are unaware of it, Polok Mbobo and Lwandle Moyo are the ones opening up the batting here today. Lwandle in fine form so far this tournament and will be looking to continue it. It's a thick edge there, but it falls safely. 1 run taken.
And our bowler currently is Milan Zarnika. We saw a really good batsman in the first half.
This team seems to be very reliant on their bowler, setting up most of their team on the right side, looking for every ball on the off.
The cries fall on deaf ears. No wickets given. It's always difficult bowling to a left-handed batter. Those lines that you'd usually be bowling, they suddenly become wides, and you really have to adjust well to take them out, get their wicket, and really restrict them.
Oh, big fumble there. Could cost him in the long run.
And that could have been an important wicket. Lwandle Moyo, we've seen the form he's been in, and taking him out early like that could have helped Eaglesville so much in their defense of the score.
CBC with a slow start here. CBC requiring 121 runs in 115 balls. A lot of pressure for CBC.
It's a wide ball there from Milan. And that is the end of the over. CBC now 4 runs off their first over. It is a change of bowler now. Pace bowler Tona Deneri coming into the attack. That's a good ball. Really putting Lwandle in an awkward position. And it's a great way to start you over. That is a full toss, and it's not put away, it's not capitalized on. Instead, it goes all the way through to the keeper. That's well defended there by Luantle, really being solid here, taking his time to get his eye in and ensure that he's set up for a really productive innings. That is wide, and one run is taken by the CBC batters. So the field is now switching around for the right-handed Polo Kumbubo coming into the fray. And it is well left by Pollock. It's a white ball.
Lando, just a quick question. How do you feel Eaglesville is bowling compared to what we saw when CBC was bowling?
Honestly think Eaglesville's bowling has been a lot looser. It has allowed a lot more freedom for the CBC batters, and of course those extras which were so detrimental in their first game against Goldridge coming out again here. And CBC is honestly just able to bide their time, just build up their innings well and not really have to take any risks to get those runs which they require. So the third over about to get underway. Milan Zarenica back into the attack, and CBC with a score of 10 after 2 overs. That's it, and it's gone over the fielder. He can stop it, and he does. The field switching around again for the left-hander. This could definitely play a part later on in the game. Could lead to the fielders being a bit fatigued here, constantly running around the pitch, adjusting for the change in guard. It's played well to extra cover, no run taken.
Lovely stuff. And if one would like to come through, how would they contact you? Where would they contact you?
And Ranchi not able to make any real connection with that. It's a bit of an awkward height for him, puts him in a pretty vulnerable stance, but he's able to see that ball through.
Do feel free to come through to their gazebo, grab a flyer, have a chat with them. They have some lovely t-shirts on display so you can see what they do and what it looks like. And our SVCs will
That's it. It's not taken. And Lwandle survives another day. It's a good recovery from the man at mid-off.
We're still in our semi-finals. We are just watching the young men.
And you feel like these drop catches could bite Eaglesville later on when Lwandle really gets in a stride, because we've seen it before. I have no doubt that we'll see it again. He has really been consistent, and with these opportunities passing them by, CBC will definitely be ruining the opportunities later on. No run there for Lwandle. That's some great fielding from the man at cover, putting his full body on the line there to restrict any runs. The over ends, there's 4 runs off it, and CBC 14 for 0 after 3 overs. It's a good ball played straight back to the bowler. And that's
Shot
well
there.
played. It goes through the gap. It looks like it's going to go for 4. And
Yo.
the effort's in the deep. Not rewarded. The ball doesn't carry though. The outfield has been slow, and that comes out again here. Lwandle's efforts not rewarded.
CBC has quite a slow start here. They're only on 14 runs and almost at the 4th over. What do you think about that, Lando?
I honestly think as the day has gone on, we've seen pitches get a lot crueler to the batters. The bounce is becoming a lot more inconsistent. The pitch is really drying up, allowing for a lot more bounce when it does arise, and it puts batters in a really interesting situation. It makes them question which foot to go on, whether the front, the back, and leaves them in a weird position. So it honestly does show that no matter what team you are, these changes are always going to affect you, and we've seen it now with CBC. Lwandle only on 7 after 13 balls, and it's also a testament to some great bowling. We've seen very few extras here, and Eaglesville really have improved in this innings. Around there, it's well defended by Lwandle Moyo. That's played well through the gap. Can the fielders get to it? The outfield has been slow. And that's some good work in the deep to save 4. The boundaries really being restricted here. No boundaries, in fact, in this innings. And it does really go to show the hard work which is being put in by the Eaglesville fielders. After 4 overs, CBC have 20 runs for 0 wickets. And Eaglesville now changing to spin, hoping to ruffle some feathers, get some wickets, which they are definitely searching for here. It's well defended there. No run. And the catch is put down. It's another opportunity gone for Eaglesville. You really think they should be capitalizing on these? They could have gotten 3 wickets by now, but their fielders not really as committed in the catching department as they are in their groundwork. That's to Cal corner, only 1 run from it.
Eaglesville's bowling and fielding have improved a lot since last game. They probably had a long talk with coach and sorted things out, got their mindset right, because it has truly improved.
So spin bowler Musuka definitely creating the opportunities which Eaglesville hoped he would. And let's see if he can turn those chances into wickets. It's a very quick single taken there. And some great running in between the wickets from Lwandle and Polo Kumbo.
As we continue to watch the action,
There's a lot of turn there, and it turns from outside off to a wide ball down leg. Extremely unfortunate for the bowler. The 5th over passes and CBC seem to be maintaining this run rate of 4 runs an over, and it really is making life a bit more difficult for them than it should be. They now need 99 from 90 balls. So in the last over of the power play, Eaglesville introducing pace bowler Shama Viriri to hopefully capitalize on the tight field, get some edges, get some mistimed shots, and hope to finally topple the wickets of Polo Kumbobo and Lwandle Moyo.
and where can we find, for those who would like to possibly contact you and get some of these services?
That is a wide ball, and 1 quick single is taken.
Brilliant
Bit of-
running from Lwandle and Pollock.
Bit of complacency there behind the wickets from the keeper. That's a wild swing, and no runs come off it.
In front of the under 16 field. Please make your way, outstanding excellence, pick up the flyer. And who knows, you may be able to contact them for some of their services. Murai Car Rental is sponsored in Falcon College, and we really like to thank them for their sponsorship. Thank you so much, Andrew, and I hope you continue.
Oh, fumble there.
These catches really not being capitalized on, and Lwandle is still somehow in and still somehow scoring these runs. It's been really complacent from the Eaglesville fielders, and it could definitely prove to be costly for them if they're not able to take these wickets. And that is a no ball. One run is taken by Lwandle Moyo, and a free hit to follow. And that does make contact with the pads, but it looked like it came off his bat first. So the appeals don't result in wicket being given. The umpire shakes them away. Oh, that is a splendid ball there. But still no wickets for Eaglesville. Goes straight through to the keeper. You can see some growing frustration in the CBC batters. They know that they really do have to be taking runs at almost every opportunity, making those runs at almost every ball, and they really are in a pretty interesting situation. It's not yet time for any panic, not yet time for any rushing, but they definitely have fallen behind the required run rate by a bit of a margin now. That over does mark the end of the power play. An additional 2 fielders allowed on the boundary instead of being restricted to the 30-yard circle. That's
Oh,
short,
shot.
that's hit hard. It's put down.
I feel like the Eaglesville's fielders are really fighting this game.
So the field switching again for the left-handed batter. And the bowler's plan definitely has to change to accommodate him now. And now Chance goes bigging. and the field is not able to capitalize on these numerous opportunities they're being given. Honestly, should have gotten at least 4 wickets by now, but it really has been a wasteful fielding display. The overthrows backed up well. No additional runs from it. Oh, that's a thick edge. Is it going to go for 4? Fielder from point is going to charge it down. CBC are able to take 2 runs off a pretty lucky shot there. A dot ball there. Good bowling from the off-spin bowler. That's hit hard and collected by the man at Kalkona well. CBC are going to try and get 2 and they can get back home safely. That marks the end of the 7th over. CBC with 41 runs and still no wickets fallen despite numerous opportunities of run-outs and catches. And you'd think that the Eaglesville coach, despite being satisfied with the lack of extras, will definitely be preferring if his team could take advantage of those chances, especially in such a crucial game for them. It's a tame shot, straight back to the bowler there. That goes all the way through. 1 run is going to be taken off buys. Despite the lack of wides, buys have been quite prevalent in this innings, really helping CBC on in what should have been a pretty easy run chase, but is proving pretty difficult for them to achieve. That's played away well. It's gone through the field and it's gone for 4. Some poor fielding there from the man at mid-off. Some words of encouragement there from the CBC manager, really hoping that his side can achieve this total of 123 runs, but no run off of that ball. That's played right back to the bowler. CBC really struggling to find those gaps and the Eaglesville bowlers restricting them well. Oh, There goes the leg stump, and finally, Eaglesville get their breakthrough. It's an incredible ball, and it's gone right through Polo Kumpopo. Absolutely scruffing him up there. In comes Pilot Ndlovu, hoping to get CBC to their total, get CBC to at least the 15-run mark, and help them to achieve their goal of reaching the final.
So I think, Lando, when we came into this game, we were expecting really high results from CBC, but as you can see, we're almost halfway through on the 8th over now, and CBC is only hitting 46 now. I haven't hit 50 yet. What is this looking like for CBC?
It's honestly looking like an interesting game. It's looking like a pretty disappointing innings from a side that's been managing to consistently put up scores of above 200. So here to come in and only be hitting at a rate of 5.7 per over is pretty disappointing for CBC. They'll really be questioning what's gone wrong, and if they were to make the final after this, will definitely be hoping that they can reconcile themselves, they can correct whatever mistakes they've made and put up a respectable total in the finals.
And so, like how you said, Lando, you said there's a few things that they might need to work on. Is there anything that you've noticed in this game that may have been a problem for them?
I honestly think there's been a bit of issues with the batters' form. They've been pretty loose in terms of their shot making, in terms of their shot choices, and you can see they're losing their heads quite a lot. I think they just have to work on keeping composed, even in times when they are in a bit of adversity and do need a bit of spurring on.
Thanks for that, Lando.
No problem, James. And the keeper cannot take advantage of their chance. And as I had earlier stated, CBC batsmen really losing their heads whilst attempting to play those big shots.
And then for Rowan over here, we saw CBC's games earlier in this tournament. Did you expect anything different in the batting and the fielding side of it?
Well, I would say that maybe put Sandile opening. We've seen he's a really good hitter. Could have got more runs, but right now I'm quite disappointed. CBC haven't been performing as they have in previous games, but bowling they did very well, keeping Eaglesville score very low. It seems that it's anyone's game at this point. We really don't know who's gonna take this one.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. And then on the other hand, we have the weather, clouds building up. Looks like it's going to be quite a stormy weekend. Hopefully, it doesn't start raining, as we would like to finish this tournament on a high note and see who's going to win this. But aside from that, quite a nice chill day. Hopefully, you're enjoying all the content that we're giving you. Hopefully, you're enjoying this game specifically. And also, if you'd like to, you can pop out here. The SGC is at the pavilion selling food and drinks, as well as the water polo going on. So an exciting weekend if you'd like to pop here. Still a long day to go, so please join us.
Super lovely stuff. Thank you so much, Munashi. Thank you for sponsoring and thank you for being here and enjoying the cricket with us. Please do follow them on Facebook. Come through and have a chat with them at the gazebo as well.
So as we near the midpoint of this innings, CBC not looking too confident, not in the position which many thought that they would be after putting up such good totals earlier. And it honestly is building up to be an interesting second half of the innings here to see where the Eaglesville can continue this dominance on the bowling front, where the CBC's talent and consistency will shine through. The ball's played away for 1 run. So CBC in need of 72 runs off of 65 balls.
Then some quick info for you at the top there. We can see that CBC's current run rate being at 5.57 and the required being 6.66. So not too much of a difference there, but still quite a lot of pressure as we are just entering now the halfway for these innings. So still a lot of pressure for CBC here. I think they're going to have to put up a fight.
Yeah, lots of pressure for CBC. They really have to put in some good overs to catch up to their required run rate and really remove the pressure from themselves. That's played for 1 run and it's trickled through long off for 4. Some pretty leaky fielding here from Eaglesville and feel that could prove costly for them in the long run. And they are appealing for an edge, but it seems as if what they heard was not heard by the umpire. Lost ball of the over up. Oh, it's a loose ball. The batter dodging it well, and the no ball is called. The free hit to be balled here. Oh, and that's not how you should be bowling on no ball. It's gonna be another one called. No, they're buys. And the 10th over ends with CBC poised to reach the total of 123, needing 61 in steeples. So the field being adjusted, a bit more defensive here for Milan as he comes back.
Good shot there, but it was fielded on the outside. We've seen lots of shots today that have been well fielded on the outside.
CBC, as we can see, picking up now. Their current run rate has gone to 6.2, while the required is 6.1. So I think CBC are definitely still in this game. Definitely have a chance of winning, and I'm sure they'd want to get into the final.
Yeah, indeed. We talked to their manager earlier today, and he said that nothing would satisfy more than reaching the finals of this tournament and spurring his team on to a dominant victory in it. It's run down. It's a good connection, but is it good enough? It's put down.
Another fumble. It could cost them.
Luandli has been dropped a total of 4 times today, and honestly, it's been really poor fielding here from the Eaglesville batters.
And the required run rate right now is 58 in 58 balls, so it's quite tight there. So I think CBC definitely can do this still. Very possible.
Yeah, very, very possible here for CBC. They only need 1 run a ball, so should be pretty simple for them, especially when they're getting so many runs from extras as they are here.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, and I definitely think 4s and 6s will be key in this time of the game now.
Yeah, will really help them get this over and done with pretty quickly. As you can see, 4 runs there.
A quick update on the matches we're watching at the moment. Milton High playing Riverdale. Milton posted 200 runs after 20 overs. Currently, Riverdale has 61 runs after 7 overs, before of 2 innings. Riverdale require 140 runs, 78. CBC under 16B posted 151 for 3 wickets after 20 overs. Petra College currently has 94 runs for 8 wickets. This is after 11.4 overs. Petra College requires
Wide ball there. That's going to cost them. You cannot give away free runs like this at this time.
All out. And Falcon College currently has 18 runs for the fall of 3 wickets after 6 overs. Falcon College requires 128 runs in 82 balls. And Eaglesville under 16 posted 122 runs.
That's a quick single taken by CBC. Really well run there. The field is a bit slow in their pickup, a bit slow in their release, and it's allowing CBC to get those quick singles, get home pretty safely to their crease.
May all our coaches and all the coaches please make your way down to the St. Patrick's Cathedral and collect lunch for your team. All coaches, please make your way to the St. Patrick's Cathedral and you can start collecting lunch for your teams.
So the end of the 11th over, CBC 73 for 1, and they've caught up and surpassed the required run rate, now sitting at 5.5, with their current run rate being 6.6.
I think is going to CBC bat right now.
I think honestly right now they're too sure of the score which they're chasing. I doubt they're too sure of where they currently sit, and so they should definitely be looking to continue run this run rate they are sitting at. Of the past 5 overs, they have achieved a run rate of 8.0, so they should definitely be trying to maintain this, should be trying to maintain these excellent shots, with that going to the boundary. And Has it gone for 4? No, it hasn't. And Rowan, do you think Eagles will still stand a chance to win this game?
Most definitely. They've bowling been pretty good, but it's just their fielding that's let them down. Those crucial catches, that's what let them down. But hopefully, if they get another chance like that, they'll capitalize on it, and
Hopefully
they'll
they do.
be still in this run.
Well said there. And there, wide ball adding some additional runs to CBC's tally, now sitting at 78 after 11.2 overs. It's a wild swing of the bat there, and it is wide, called by the umpire. That's a good ball, far outside off. Really making Ranjay Moyo reach for those balls there and try to get those boundaries, try to get those runs, which CBC may be looking for to close out the game pretty quick.
Really good shot there, finding the gap. Going for 2. And it's overthrown again. Will it? No, it doesn't reach the boundary. But that was a good 3 runs there.
Not often that you see overthrows like giving additional runs to teams, especially in semi-finals, where all these runs count. And honestly, the fielding should be a lot tighter, a lot more accurate throws from Eaglesville, and you feel like they might not be treating this with as much respect as the occasion demands.
Shot there. Will it find the boundary? It shall. Looks like CBC are starting to get comfortable batting. Hopefully they can hold us back. Oh, fumbled there. Oh, misfielded. but it was backed up, luckily. Another great shot, but it's finding a fielder.
That's a great shot there. Is it going to go for 4? Yes, it has.
CBC really putting in some boundaries right now. It seems like they're very comfortable now, hitting a few boundaries. And he's gone. Another wicket. Presley Jerry coming in now, looking to be a key player in this batting order.
Yeah, CBC now sitting at a total of 95 for 2. As Lwandle Moyo walks out for what should be a pretty disappointing, to him at least, 29 runs off 36 balls.
Spin bowler now. Oh, full toss. And he got sent for 4 runs. What a shot.
Yeah, that is dispatched with interest from the batter. It's honestly a poor ball there, and batter's able to capitalize on it. A free hit is called for the CBC batter, Pilot Ndlovu.
Another shot, but it finds a fielder on the outside.
And Presley Jerry taking his guard, preparing to face his first ball of the innings. What can he do here with 40 balls remaining, but CBC only requiring 16?
Another full toss. It's sent, but it is fielded again on the outside. Wide there.
Yeah, Presley saw that all the way, and he managed to leave it well. seeing that it was not any threat to his guard, his stumps, or his wicket.
Another full toss. Same place.
Run. And that marks the end of the over. CBC 111 for 2, needing just 12 runs in the next 37 balls. And Milan Zaranika coming in to complete his 4 overs. He's bowled pretty straight shot and it's fielded. That is a rip of a ball. Presley completely mistiming the slower one, and down goes his middle stump. He walks for just 1.
Marshall Hamandisha coming in off. Big hitter. Let's see what he can do. So, in the batting order, we've seen he's a really good batsman. Why do you think the coaches put him so low there?
Well, I'm not really sure. It could be something to do with confidence in the fact that their batters may be able to achieve the total of 123 without his help, or it could be a plan to rest Sandile for a hopeful final and have him open in that game fresh and rearing to go.
I totally agree.
Marshall getting ready to face his first ball.
Oh, big swing, no contact.
Yeah, those big swings from the CBC batters have been prevalent. I think that may be something that they need to work on. Not really having any technique or form in their drives, more or less just hoping for the best through swinging their bat at the ball.
Oh, lovely shot there. Lovely shot there. That's a 4.
And we're just gonna ask Lando quick just to explain to us what's happening with the batsman. We're just gonna take a quick look here.
So currently Marshall, having faced 2 balls, he has gotten 4 runs off their last ball and a strike rate of 200, meaning that he's scoring about 2 runs a ball. Now he has hit 2 fours and 1 6 and a strike rate of 178.5, meaning that he's scoring about 1.8 per over per ball.
Oh, another lovely shot, but it is fielded on the outside. They take 2.
In comes Milan for his last ball. And it is a good one, but not enough to get the wicket of Marshall Amandisha. They do take 1 off leg byes, and CBC requiring 5 runs in their last over.
Another lovely. Oh, sorry. That was a bit mistimed.
Did hang in the air for quite a while there, but none of the Eaglesville fielders able to capitalize on another opportunity to take the catch. CBC now in need of just 3 runs in the next 29 balls. And that is played away well. That is 4, and that is the game. CBC, it was shaky at the start, but they were able to have a good second half of the innings, and they have managed to come out victorious against Eaglesville.
Just a quick question. In the beginning of the game, before the game as well, who do you think was the favorite to win?
I think it was always going to be CBC being favorites to win this match. They have been putting in dominant totals and dominant performances, and all of their team just seems to have such great cohesion between each other. If you had asked me the same question yesterday, I would have probably said Eaglesville. They did manage to get Falcon of all teams out for just 95. And so it really is a disappointing day for them, having lost to Goldbridge and again here in the semi-finals, but a dominant display from CBC in the end.
Yes, very well. Okay.
And in terms of Eaglesville's bowling, how do you think it improved from their last match against Goldridge?
It improved dramatically. It had less wides, less free hits, much better compared to last game. You saw a few wickets, actually 3 wickets, which were pretty crucial. Could have got more though if it wasn't for the fielding. They dropped a few catches that could have got them into a winning position from the start. But overall, they did pretty well.
Yeah, indeed they did. There were a lot less extras, a lot more wickets, and it was a lot more consistent from them, really restricting the CBC batters at the start. And in terms of the player of the match, Thomas Anders won it after bowling 2 overs and claiming 3 wickets with an economy of 4.5. How do you see that?
That's brilliant, actually. That's top class. Two overs, 3 wickets. That's really well done by Thomas Anders. I think he really deserved man of the match, Thomas Anders, with that excellent bowling in just 2 overs. Very, very well done.
Yeah, it was a great way to stamp yourself onto the match, to leave your mark here. Some would say that Sandile probably deserved the man of the match after his 4 overs. 2 maidens, in fact, with no runs conceded and having gotten 2 wickets. What do you think about those who claim that opinion?
It's anyone's game, honestly. And I think if he batted and showed his skills in batting, he probably would have taken it. We've seen, he's been hitting lots and lots of boundaries. He could have got that man of the match one time.
Yeah, if he had batted, he could have definitely won that. He could have definitely even gotten closer to that all-round of the tournament award, which he definitely is aiming for, but it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to stamp his game in terms of batting and wasn't able to indeed win that play of the match.
A bit of movement, the young men moved around the results from the matches that they played. Those were our
So we are going to have an interview with one of the CBC players on their views of the match and how things have been going for them and whether they think they can win the finals. And that will be coming up very shortly.
was playing Midlands Christian College. Midlands Christian College won by 110 runs. And currently, as the teams are moving around, we have some of our finals about to take place. We also have Eaglesville that was playing CBC, and CBC won by 7 wins. So well done to those teams. Well done to all of those teams that have won, and they played some amazing cricket today. The participation has been great. We've had some lovely catches, some boundaries being hit. I've seen some umpires dancing along to the catchy tune. I've also had some sponsors enjoying the cricket this morning. Let us continue to enjoy and have fun. I will be announcing shortly some of the men of the match or all the matches that have taken place, just to briefing everyone what's going on. But please do remember to go down to our St. Patrick's pavilion. We have lovely snacks on sale. We will have ice cream on sale. Support our CBC. Goldridge, may we please have Goldridge coming through to the first team field? They're about to play. Please may Goldridge make their way to the first team field. They're about to play a match, and we are waiting. I mean, Goldridge, please do make your way, and we have that match starting soon. Thank you.
And good afternoon to again, ladies and gents. Thank you for watching this game. We will be ending it short, and we look forward to the next game coming on soon. Quite an exciting game as well. So please stick with us, and we will see you in a bit. Testing.
So welcome everyone to this game between Falcon College and Goldridge. Both teams not really performing too well so far in this tournament, but Goldridge did achieve an emphatic win against Eaglesville earlier today, winning by a total of 8 wickets. So will Goldridge be able to repeat their wonders here, or will they fall to the pressure of the semi-finals?
This field, a field. Matches on it.
Oh wait, this is the wrong game. What game is this now? Who's playing?
And
Okay, they'll put it on next time. Kyle.
Goldridge.
Okay. Let's do this. Take that off for now. No, that. Why is that still showing? Okay, that's what we say. Bottom right down games.
That's a fresh one, bro. That's a fresh one. Mark my word. It's chicken. It's the nyoni. It's chicken.
Just awaiting the game to start now. Must be a few technical errors with the refs and whatnot. And the slight drizzle is coming down. That's not the best weather that we're looking for in a cricket festival, but I mean, hopefully it'll clear up, go over, and hopefully we can watch the semi-finals and the finals, sorry.
So there are some difficulties with getting the match up and running for recording. So we will have to wait for a bit before this game between Cal College and Goldridge gets underway.
Where's the drink? Oh, the damn best waste. Not bad. Not bad.
seems to be quite a big problem with the uh, technicians that side. So still waiting on that. But please still do stick with us as the next game is awaiting.
Africa is changing every day. With each sunrise, it grows and adapts. With every obstacle we overcome, we prove that this is a place of perseverance and optimism, where Old Mutual witnesses the human spirit driving people to do more every day. This is our Africa. These are its people, and these are their stories. Stories about the positive impact we're striving for together every single day. Told by those we're doing it with and those we're doing it for.
And looks like we're about to start here. Finally, long await. Now we finally begin. Over to Orlando.
So welcome for today's game between Goldridge and Cal College. So this game has been reduced to 15 overs rather than 20 in order to compensate for the time lost, as well as prepare for the possibility of rain and get things over and done with in the end. First ball there, no run. And that's gone down leg. A chase down is being made. Some football skills there to save for. Kyle is able to get 2 runs from it though. So in case you're wondering, Cal College did win the toss and elected to bat, hoping to make the most of the pitch while it's still in good condition before those cracks develop, which could make the bounce really inconsistent, really tough to face, and overall just a difficult pitch to bat on. And that crashes into the stumps. Nathan Morris takes his first wicket of the match in his first over of the match. He was player of the match in Goldridge's last game against Eaglesville, and he is continuing his fine form here. It's a great spinning ball to crash into center stump and send Tawana Nyasha Chimbanda walking. So in comes the new batter, hoping to survive for quite a few overs, put up a good, respectable score, and help his side to hopefully a victory against this Goldridge team. Back foot pass there. Travels all the way to sweep out a valley and ends up trickling away for 4. Good play for Shalom. Members to his innings. In comes Nathan Morris. And no run there. It's well defended. A length ball which was just too good for the batter to play anywhere else apart from right there on his crease. Oh, big swing and a miss there. And that's a good way to end the over for Nathan Morris. 8 runs from it. And Kyle College in the first over, 8 for 1. So the weather does seem to be worsening. The winds are getting stronger. And that could definitely lead to a lot of movement on the ball if a pace bowler were to come in. A lot of reverse swing, especially because, you know, with these type of situations where the ball is usually swinging, it's immediately opposed there. And this wind, these dark clouds, we hope that they don't bring the rain too soon, because we would like to finish this game and perhaps even be able to complete the final between Christian Brothers College and whoever wins in a match over on Field B. So Emmanuel Morris is going to come in. The winds are getting a lot stronger. And as a pace bowler, Emmanuel Morris would definitely be looking to extract a lot of swing from this. Here's Emmanuel Morris, first ball. Oh, and it's crashed into off stump. It's a beauty from Emmanuel Morris to send Ashton and Ndlovu walking on just his first ball. It's a golden duck for the Kyle College batter, and both openers now dismissed. And all things are going wrong here for Kyle College. We talked about the swing. We talked about how it could cause a lot of movement, cause some trouble for the batters, and it seems to have there. Completely out of his element there, and Ashton Ndlovu is gone for 0. Calvin Mawendi getting ready to face his first ball here. It's played in front of him, no run from it. Extra cover collects well. It's well defended again there by Emmanuel Morris. Just trying to get his eye in, just trying to make sure that he sees out this immense swing from Emmanuel Morris. Oh, that is a beauty there. It is going to be wide though, just past the leg side. Here comes Emmanuel Morris for his 5th ball. And it's another beauty, but it's gone through the keeper. Some great backing up from the man at fine leg, who's able to stop it from going for 4. Some buys there, And Shalom members now getting ready to face, taking his guard on middle stump, it seems. Likely trying to base himself, make sure he has all his playing areas available, make sure he has that width to really open his arms on both sides. And he does swing, he swings hard, but it's a great ball outside off from Emmanuel Morris to close off what's been a great over from him. Only 2 runs off of it, and he has managed to get himself 1 wicket. And Kyle College currently 11 for 2. Nathan Morris coming back in. There's a slip in place now, looking for those edges. It's played away well. Will it go for 4? Squealy can't get it. The man fielding at deep mid wicket can. They have managed to get 2 runs off of that. And it's played way again. Squealy collects though. Just 1 run. A man moves over to mid wicket. And that's a big shot. Will it go the way? Fielders are charging it down, but it does manage to get over the men at mid-off and extra cover and go for 4. Just a bit too full there from Nathan Morris, and he's always going to get punished for it. And Shalom members able to capitalize on that to double his runs for today. That's played over to mid-on. Just 1 run taken. It's well defended there from Kelvin Mawindi. Just ensuring that he gets his eye in, playing it safe, not taking any risks here today. It's a great ball. It's played well there by Kelvin Mawindi. Square leg charging it down. Can he get there? Yes, he can. And the man at deep mid wicket able to get it back into the keeper. And that is the end of the 3rd over. Kyle College now 21 for 2. It was a bit over that time, at least no wickets having fallen. And a few more runs from it, 10 in total. In comes Emmanuel Morris. Oh, it's a thick edge, and it's able to get past the keeper for 4. Unfortunately, it was a great ball, but that's a testament to the pace that Emmanuel Morris has and the movement that he's able to extract from such adverse conditions, as well as a new ball here. That is Shalom members' 3rd 4 of the day. And he will tell you himself that he's very lucky to have not come out on that ball.
So Lando, what can you tell us about the start of this game? How do you think it's going, and what do you think has to come?
I think it's been a pretty interesting game so far. 2 wickets having really fallen seems pretty it seems pretty poor from Cal College, but they have been able to develop their innings so far. They're on 25 runs now, but it also has to do with the many buys, the many missed fields from the Goldridge fielders, and honestly, it could prove to be pretty detrimental to any hopes of them winning this game if they do continue with this poor fielding. It's a great ball from Emmanuel Morris there, but he's not able to find the wicket of Kelvin Mawende.
So if we just take a look at the bottom there and we see the projected score being 111, we could say that that is quite a low score for T20, but looking at our previous game was CBC versus Goldridge. Eaglesville, sorry. CBC versus Eaglesville. Eaglesville managed to get not that many runs, about 120 something. And even though it was a low number of runs in a T20, CBC still struggled to try to catch up to them. But I mean, aside from that, I think it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, I think the point of T20s is sometimes a bit skewed. It's always put on the priority of the batters, but sometimes it's really for the bowlers to show their quality, to be able to defend those low totals, which are sometimes put out owing to adverse conditions, owing to poor pitches, and overall just great performances from bowlers.
And sorry, just to add on to what you said there, you said that it focuses on the batsman, but you said also bowlers are a key part. In your opinion, from your knowledge of cricket, what would you say is more important, the bowling or the batting side of a team?
I think it honestly depends on which team you look at. You'll see a lot of dominant teams in the world will have a great number of batters. I think Australia, who won the 50th World Cup last year, they had a number of batters at their disposal. Marnus Labuschagne, Travis Head, who of course scored a century in the final, David Warner, Steve Smith, and the list just goes on. And Australia are dominant for that fact. But then you also look at other teams like India, who managed to reach that final because of some amazing bowling from the likes of Aksa Patel, from the likes of Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami. So I think it honestly has to depend on the team. It has to depend on what the team is focusing on. And I think both really play an important part in the success of any side in any tournament. So Nathan Morris here coming in. Oh, it's a great ball there. He's ripped through the defense of Kelvin Mawende, done him up in all sorts of ways, and the off stump goes off. The bells come flying, and Cal College find themselves in all sorts of trouble now. It is 29 for 4, and we haven't even gone out of the power play yet. It is honestly some incredible bowling here from Goldridge College. So we do have the number 5 batter, Nintendo Simugove, coming in now. And it looks like fine leg is shifting to third man, hoping for those edges to come off. It's well defended. There's a bit of hesitation, but they do end up running in the end. Shalom members now on strike. Can he withstand the fire bowling of Nathan Morris here? It's a great shot, but is it enough to go for 4? It seems like it is. The fielder did somehow manage to let their foot slip over the boundary while they were saving the 4, and despite his efforts, it has gone all the way. That's Shalom Member's 4th 4 of the match. Really explosive innings here from him. And it's well defended there. They'll take a quick single. Can he get back? Yes, he can. It is an overthrow, but no runs from it. And another overthrow. You can see the frustration growing in the face of Nathan Morris, who condemns his teammates for those loose throws. Nintendo Simukove stuck to his crease there. Not a lot of movement. I'm not sure if he really got his eye on the ball and it's gone right past him. That is the end of the 5th over. Kyle College 35 for 3 with a run rate of 7, and even though that run rate may seem pretty high, it isn't too high when you're losing wickets at such a fast rate. So unless they can have a partnership last for a pretty long time, someone to really pair up with Shalom members and put up a decent total, maybe get them to those 75s, those 100s, then it may end up proving to be a tough innings here for Kyle College. It's gone up, and it seems like it's going to go for 4. It's another 4 for Shalom members. This is reminding me a bit of Glenn Maxwell last year against Afghanistan. Absolutely explosive from him. The Goldridge captain definitely has to be looking to adjust his field a bit, try and suppress these 4s which they are conceding. We are out of the power play now since it is only a 15 over game, and I'm not entirely sure why they haven't utilized all their fielders outside the circle. It's a good ball. It's called the keeper isn't to take the single. I think they could have made it, but the batters think otherwise, and I think they do know better than I. No one of that ball. It's paid over to extra cover. They're able to take a quick single there. Good run and the wickets from it hung in there for a bit, but no field is close enough to take advantage. No run there again. Simukove seeming to want to replicate the magnificent hitting of his teammate there, but he's unable to really achieve that. There's a bit of hesitancy, but a fumble in the field, and no run out for Goldridge. Some solid defense there from Shalom members. I think that's the first defensive shot I've seen from him today. That does mark the end of the 6th over. Cal College 41 for 3. So the rain has started to fall, however lightly, and we do hope that it holds out enough for us to be able to complete what should be a fine game between two pretty evenly matched sides here. In comes the spin bowler. And it's a great piece of defense there from Nintendo Simukove, just making sure that there was no way through him onto his stumps. And that is why they're from Molan Jena. Oh, and the finger goes up. The batter stuck in his crease. Nintendo Simukove walks for just 2 after 6 balls. It hasn't been the most pleasing of innings for him. It hasn't been the most convincing display of batting. And no Molan Jenna able to get through his apparently solid defense there with a rip of a ball turning into his stumps and onto his pads. Shalom members really just looking for a partnership to help him on to at least a 50, just help him on a personal achievement, because it doesn't look too hopeful for Kyle College in terms of getting a high total on the board. 1 run taken there off a thick edge, but it is an overthrow. And a bit of hesitancy at the crease, and no extra run is taken. Ashton Musa coming in, managing to get off the mark. Oh, that's a great ball. It's a thick inside edge over to the man at fine leg, and 1 run is taken. That is the end of the 7th over. Kyle College 46 for 4 now. A bit of a slower over there for them, having only scored 5 runs, and some great spin bowling there from Molan Jenna.
So a quick question for you, Lando. If you could for us, looking at the placing of the fielders right now, what do you think Kyle College could do to get a few more points, or maybe even some 4s and 6s on the board?
I honestly think they should be looking to play a lot more of their shots straight. I think most of the field is concentrated behind the man on the leg side. Even some gaps here on the offside. There's a big gap behind point which they could look to exploit, and honestly the gaps are mainly on the strong sides of both batters. And there's that gap that I was talking about. It looks like it may go for 4. The field is charging it down. It's a great piece of work, but was it enough? I think it was. Fine fielding from the man at third man. Shalom members now on strike. That's played over to cover this run out chance. The throw is tame. It's an overthrow as well. They are able to get another run from it. And that is a no ball called, and it's swept away for 4. It's a poor piece of bowling there from Sean Malachi, and Shalom members able to take advantage of it. He is in fine hitting form here today, and he's able to get his 6th 4 of the day. Still looking for that elusive 6 though. So this free hit does present itself as an opportunity to get that 6. Can he? It's wide. And it is still a free hit. Shalom members with an amazing shot. It looks like it'll go the way, but it's some great fielding in the deep to restrict it to just 1 run. Good connection off the bat, couldn't be rewarded there. It's a convincing cut shot, but it's not enough to get any runs. Straight to extra cover. Their projected score has risen up to 114 now. It's still a pretty small one, but it has been climbing. It has been climbing well, and this partnership seems like one that could prove to be productive for Kyle College.
So, in cricket itself, we can see that Kyle won the toss and chose to bat. Could you give us maybe a few reasons why a team would choose to do that?
I think they could be looking to take advantage of the pitch while it's still fresh, while it's still compact, before those cracks build up late on in the day, making it really hard to bat on. And it could genuinely just because they feel more confident while defending a score. They feel confident that their batters are able to put up a respectable one, and that they should be able to defend it well and put pressure on the Goldridge batters when they do come in.
And in a game like this, do you think it's easier or harder to play cricket from a perspective of the team that's chasing?
I think there is always going to be a lot more pressure on the team that's chasing, because there's just that atmosphere of everyone waiting to run onto the pitch to celebrate the fact that maybe they were able to get 6 runs off that last ball. But it is, of course, sometimes more comfortable, especially if you're able to lower that required run rate really well to a really manageable level, like what we saw from CBC earlier today against Eaglesville. And I do think that in terms of chasing, it does also help to motivate the players, because they really have an incentive to go out there to get those big runs and to try for those big hits. And that is a great ball, a thick inside edge, but it doesn't carry to the keeper or onto the stumps. And that's another great ball there. No run from it.
And just while we wait for them to bowl, could you just briefly explain to us what is meant by a partnership and how it works?
So a partnership is essentially when two batters get out to the crease and they bat together for a relatively long time, and the runs in a partnership, they're pretty much calculated by how many runs both batters have scored whilst in the company of each other, including wides and no balls and the such. And that does catch the bottom edge, trickles over to the keeper, no run there. So the over ends, and after 9 overs, Kyle College at a score of 64 for 4. They definitely have slowed down from what they were scoring earlier, but still projected to put a pretty respectable score on the board of 107, which has definitely decreased from the previous 116 that you saw. So in comes Jeremy Silubonde, hoping to ruffle a few feathers here. It is back of the length, no run there for Ashton Musa. Oof, that's done him up in all sorts of ways, but it isn't able to find his wicket. It's straight through to the keeper and no run again. That's a great ball, catches the outside edge, tries the run out. It is a direct hit, but it is not going to be a wicket. Shalom Members now on strike. He has slowed down in his past few balls, and he will definitely be looking to pick his strike rate back up from the current 160 back to where we saw it earlier at 212. In comes Silupondi. Some great defense there from Shalom members over to the man at extra cover. And Goldridge have really done well in restricting the runs which he's been able to score. It's a bit of a fumble there at covers. An overthrow as well, and they're able to capitalize. It's an additional run for the batters. Goldridge really will be trying to restrict those. The captain pleading with his player to be a bit more efficient in the field. It's a great cover drive over to the man at mid-off. Quick single taken. And after 10 overs now, Kyle College 68 for 4. And we look poised for what should be a very intriguing last 5 overs of this innings. So Molan Jenna coming back, hoping to continue what's been a pretty fine bowling innings for him. And that's not the ball you want to be bowling. It is played away. It is fielded well in the deep though by the man at, it seems to be fine leg. It's a great ball the outside off. Ashton Musa not able to capitalize on the width he was given, and it almost found his inside edge. It's another great ball from Molan Jenna, really finding that length to restrict Ashton Musa's shots, to restrict his run scoring. And that's a bit of a fuller one there. Ashton Musa put in a bit of an uncomfortable position. His stance not really allowing him to free his arms. It's a bit more of his bat being right behind his back, and he's not really able to access those areas on his leg side. He's not really able to get his bat through a full motion to get those good shots through. It's another tame stroke over to extra cover. And that is the over. Only 1 run from it. And Kyle College 69 for 4 with just 4 overs left. So a bit of a delay in starting the next over. But whatever was wrong is sorted out relatively quickly. It seems to be one of the Morris brothers coming back. Emmanuel Morris into the attack. And that's a fine shot flicked over. There's no one deep mid wicket, and it is gonna go for 4. Great shot from Shalom members. If he did notice that there was no fielder deep there, then it is some great vision from him, some great game awareness, and that's always such an important thing as a batter. You often see batters measuring up their field, seeing where those hitting spots are, seeing where those gaps are, where they can access those runs, such as the ones that Shalom is accessing at the moment. Ashton Musa now on strike. He hasn't scored a run in quite a while now and will be looking to break that spell. He's not going to break around that ball though. Manuel Morris with a great ball. Some appeals, they think it came off his pad, but the umpire waves it away. It did come off his bat. It is played down. No wickets there. It is a single taken. And it's a thick edge there, but it's fielded well by the man at short third. The 12th over ends, and Carl College 76 for 4. That is a great shot there, and it's gone through everyone. It's gone for 4. It's not the best of ways for David Mutipu to start off his spell. It is a short ball. It's played straight. It's a catch opportunity that's not taken. And a run out opportunity that's not taken either. Bowler's asking for more from his fielders. He thinks that the man at mid-on could have done better. It's another short ball. It has gone down leg. It's wide. Shlom Members 3 runs from a half century here. It's a great ball there. It's a thin outside edge, and it has gone all the way to fine leg. 1 run taken. That is some athletic fielding there. Run out opportunity. But Ashton Musa is able to make it back quite safely indeed. Some incredible fielding there from the bowler. Here it comes for the last ball of the over. And it goes all the way through to the wicketkeeper. 13th over ends. It is 85 for 4. So Shalom Members now just 2 runs away from his half century. He did start off pretty explosively, but he has slowed down. He has still stayed pretty consistent in his hitting, in his finding of gaps, and in his overall awareness. And I think this will definitely raise some attention for him to possibly even be in contention for the best bat of the tournament. In comes the new pace bowler. It's a full toss. It's put away well. And it's gone for 4. It's gone through the man at fine leg. A fine shot there from Shalom Members to bring up his half century. And some incredible batting from him there. A loose ball it was from Samuel Mahachi. And he definitely has to be looking to fix that for the rest of the over. It's short. It's hit over to Kalkona. 1 run taken. He does finally raise his bat and he's ready to go again to try and get to 100 maybe. So wild swing there, and it has gone for by Shalom Members back on strike, and White's given. That's a great shot there from Shalom Members, and it does go the way for 4. He's been explosive all day. He's being explosive now. Incredible batting here. 10 4s today. But somehow still no 6s from any of the Goldridge, of the Cal College, sorry, batters. That's flicked away there. Collected well by the man at mid-wicket. Ashton Musa back on strike. He has been a bit slow in getting his runs today. And that's some great fielding out at the edge of the 30-yard circle to deny him a 4. Well-timed cover drive that was fielded just as well. It's played straight down the ground, collected well by the man at mid-on. So we go into the last over. Cal College at 103 for 4, and they will definitely be looking to score as many runs as they possibly can in this last over. Shalom Members facing, it is short. He does try it, some great fielding there from the bowler. And an overthrow. Will they take the single? No, they won't. And Ashton Musa now on strike. It's hit straight down the ground. Some indecision before they finally decide to take the single. And Shalom Members back on strike. Oh, that's dispatched well. And it's some great fielding from the man at fine leg. Shalom Members Shalom members denied a great 4 there. He stretches forward. It is a no ball call. So will be re-balled and they will have free hit. It does seem as if Shalom members is going to face the free hit. And he can't dispatch it. They do take the single though. It's a quick one. It's a risky one. And an overthrow. And possibly 4. No, just the single from the overthrow. Leg buys are given. Shalom members to face the final ball of Cal College's innings. In comes David Mutibu. Back foot punch. Over to the man at extra. 1 run is taken. And sorry, the wide from earlier is going to be re-balled, it seems. I'm not entirely sure. No, the innings does come to an end. Cal College putting a respectable total of 113 up after the 15 overs, having lost 4 wickets here. It was honestly a dominant display from Ashton Musa to help his teammate on Shalom members in his explosive innings. He honestly did terrifically there to score 62 of 39 at a strike rate of 158. Never really looking to play any negative cricket, always looking to play on the front foot, looking to take advantage of almost any loose balls that came his way. Gave him a bit of width and he was allowed to express himself fully. So the weather does seem to be clearing up a bit. The clouds are moving and they do seem to be leaving us for what should be a very interesting second innings. The wind has calmed, so not a lot of swing for the Cal bowlers, you would think, and it could prove a bit more favorable for the Goldridge batters when they come out into the center. So that is going to end the first innings. Some disappointing openers from Cal College there. Tawananyasha Chimbanda coming out for 0 after 3 balls, and Ashton Jovu out for none on his first ball. 33 extras in total conceded by Goldridge there, and it was a pretty decent display from them. A Cal College captain, Andy Lingube, not getting his opportunity to bat. You would think that he would be put in a bit earlier, but it seems as if Cal did have a plan for him to come in as a bit of a finisher were more wickets to fall.
So, Lando, I think we had a good first half, I think, for Kyle College. I think Goldridge also fielded really nicely. We're yet to see what they have to bring for us in the batting side of things. But from your view, have you seen any other games, and what are we expecting from the Goldridge side?
I think earlier today, Goldridge's batting, it was a bit more on the shaky side. They did display some really good dynamism in terms of running in between the wickets, in terms of identifying good gaps in the field and taking advantage of the numerous missed fields and extras from Eaglesville earlier today. So honestly, I'm not too sure what is to ensue in the second innings. It could well prove to be a Cal College victory. The total that they put up is pretty respectable. It will be pretty hard to chase for Goldridge College, and they should be looking to come out all cylinders firing and take advantage of the short power play here.
And I think we're looking at the final very soon now. We should be on our other live if you'd like to check that out. We should have CBC playing, and we've seen quite a good performance from them throughout the tournament. Would you have any key players that you think are a good part of the CBC team?
Yeah, I think CBC are really riddled with a lot of talent in their side. There's a lot of good bowlers, a lot of good batters, and some really good all-rounders. I think their wicketkeeper Mordecai Sibanda is extremely good behind the stumps. We saw him take quite a few catches, stump off quite a few people in their game earlier today against Eaglesville, I think it was. And we also saw some great bowling performances from the likes of Thomas Sanders, Sandile Ndlovu, Pilot. And honestly, I do think that CPC stand a good chance in that final with a lot of talent within their squad, a lot of real dynamism within their squad, and real consistency within their team.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I think definitely CBC under 16 have a really strong side, and it's actually quite exciting to see what could come of them coming to first team sides and under 20s and under 19s. I think it's going to be really exciting to see how far they go. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite an interesting day. But on your from your point of view, what did you think was CBC's strong sides there, batting or fielding, or would you think both were quite good?
I think earlier today their batting was really good, putting up a total of, I think it was above 200. And the same with yesterday, putting up a total of 253 as well. And they honestly have been a great batting side. But today we saw that their bowling was really what helped them through against Eaglesville. And on tough pitches like this, on tough conditions like this, it's not always going to be all that forgiving for the batters. So I think if they are able to just take that good bowling performance against Eaglesville into their next match against Milton, then they should stand a good chance of coming out victorious.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. Just awaiting now, soon to be starting. The team's just practicing a bit. Obviously, Kyle College here now, as we can see, just doing a bit of warm up there, catching and throwing. So yeah, I think like Lando has said before, an interesting second half. A lot that we can see. I think it's going to be quite tight, as we saw in the previous game, CBC versus Eaglesville. Even though Eaglesville did manage to get quite a low score, CBC struggled to catch up to them. So I think hopefully for the entertainment of the people watching, we'd like a similar game to that. We'd like it to be quite tight till the end. We'd like both teams to be pushing. We want a lot of pressure. I think that's what makes a cricket game quite interesting to watch.
Yeah, it indeed does. You never want to see a cricket game where one side goes on to score about 334, like what Zimbabwe did against Gambia earlier this week, with Raza getting one of the fastest hundreds after only 33 balls against the Gambia. And honestly, it is really entertaining for the side which you're supporting, of course. Like us Zimbabweans, we are obviously always glad to see our side performing well, but on the side of Gambia, you do have to feel sorry for their viewers. And for neutrals, it was definitely not an enjoyable second innings to watch, because it was always going to be a losing game. No one's going to break 2 records in just one day.
Waiting now, teams just having their last team talks. I think last strategies, changing a few things. I'm sure both teams really wanting this win.
So the fielding team and umpires walking into the field now, getting ready for what should be a very interesting innings between the two pretty evenly matched sides.
Just waiting now. Groundsman, I think, doing a bit of work there. Maybe a bit of painting on some of the markings on the pitch.
So one of the opening batters here just having to run out to get his helmet. Just have to ensure the safety of all batters at all times because anything can really happen. I think we all remember Philip Hughes. For those who have been watching cricket for quite a while, he was unfortunately lost due to a short ball which hit his chin and caused some injuries in his brain and therefore led to his unfortunate death.
Yeah, I know, I agree with you there. Especially in all sports, I think we can say from that point of view, safety is key. As much as we do enjoy an exciting game, we also enjoy a safe one.
Yeah, of course. So the first ball there is a dot ball. It's a good way to start the innings for Kyle College.
Sure, these batsmen under a tiny bit of pressure. I think especially the first batsman that come in, just trying to get those first few runs on, just trying to get that those points ahead to try close the gap slightly more for those batsmen who are going to come on. Or even if these batsmen stay on the whole game, you just want to get some points in early so that it reduces the pressure as the game goes on. Because definitely you don't want to be fighting for those 4s and 6s as the game comes to an end in those last 5 overs.
Yeah, it always is definitely beneficial to be able to put a good score on within the first around 5-7 overs just to ensure that there's not too much pressure on the other batters when they do come in and on the batters now, because it's never pleasant to have to start risking those really intriguing shots to balls that are really not deserving of being put away, just in order to try and get a respectable score up and achieve whatever target they may be chasing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, agree with you there.
So that is the end of the over. No runs from it. A good piece of bowling there from Ashton Musa.
Like we've been saying, I think they won't be too happy with this because, I mean, it's been an over already and no runs scored. So I think definitely Goldridge under a bit of pressure here.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course, it's never good to have your first over being a maiden. I mean, in test matches, you wouldn't really mind it. 50 overs, you wouldn't mind it too much either. But in a T20, that's actually been reduced to 15 overs. You would definitely want to be capitalizing on these early overs while there's a few fielding restrictions there.
That's so true.
So, Shalom members, the impressive batter from earlier is coming into the attack there. Dot ball for his first. It's a good shot collected there by mid-wicket.
So for you yourself, Lando, what do you prefer? Do you prefer T20s or cricket festivals with 50 overs?
I honestly think 50 over cricket festivals really are productive in terms of showing the real talent of players, showing how good players are in terms of consistency, although it can take a pretty long time for those festivals to be completed, it's never really that great for viewers, especially younger viewers of cricket who may be wanting to go and do their homework, who may be wanting to go and hang out with friends and the such. And T20 tournaments really help to compress all of that in a few overs. So in terms of quality of cricket, I honestly do think that 50 over festivals are better, but in terms of just overall being a bit more entertaining for the casual viewer, uh, a bit more convenient for the casual viewer, T20 tournaments are definitely better. That is a wide that slips through to the man at 45.
Not looking too great here for Goldridge. Not a great start at all, I don't think. Required run rate being 8.43 and current 1.64, as they do only have 3 runs, and we're almost at the second over. So really not a great start. I think they're really gonna have to pick up their pace, a change of strategy, maybe, or even a change of batsman.
Yeah, I do think that the coach may even be looking for one wicket to fall to, perhaps wake up his batters to perhaps get that probably explosive number 3 batter in. We often do see teams putting their best batters in those 3rd and 4th positions. It's some good fielding there from Tawananyasha Chimbanda to deny any single there.
Lovely catching and reflexes as well. Going for the boundary here, and it makes it. That is 4 runs for Goldridge. That is a nice start. Hopefully getting there now, hopefully picking up the pace.
Yeah, it is always a good sign for batters when they're able to finally get that breakthrough, finally find the boundary, and really get some pressure off of themselves to go about the rest of the over at a bit of a more relaxed rate.
Yeah, I agree. And I think now would be the perfect time for Goldridge to start putting in those points, because looking at it, I think Kyle has gone off guard a bit. Looking at what they've been doing here, it seems like they've gone off guard as they've seen that Goldridge isn't really getting that many points in. But as I say that, Kyle managed to get a wicket there.
Yeah, the wicket of David Mutivu falling on the 3rd ball of the over. It was a fine ball over to off stump, and it has toppled him over.
Hopefully now we have a slightly better batsman, or not a better batsman, but a batsman who can get a few more runs on the board there, because they really do need this now.
Yeah, they do need a batsman who's able to really get some runs on the board, who's able to really play on the front foot. However, it was David Mutivu who came out. He had the majority of the runs, all of the runs in fact, that Goldridge managed to score. Craig Madzivire still in with 0 off 9 balls. So Molan Jena now coming in. And he is going to have to walk back out to retrieve a helmet here.
Oh, now you're keeping it, bro. Are you keeping it, James? James, what up? Are you keeping it?
First ball, it's hit over. Will it go the way? No, it won't. It's some great work from the man deep at long on to run across and prevent any 4 from being conceded there. And Molan Jena off the mark. And it's caught and bowled by Tawana Nyasha Chimbanda. Some great work there from him to be able to follow through and retrieve what was a great ball and a poorly timed shot from Craig Madziwire. He finally goes after 10 balls with 0 runs. Chimbanda now with 2 wickets. It's been a very productive over for him. And the new batter Nathan Morris coming in. That is a no ball. It was dipping but passed right over the head of Nathan Morris. And a free hit is signaled.
Hey, Alex, wait up, bro.
It's a wild swing there and no run for Nathan Morris. That closes the over. 11 runs for Goldridge off 3 overs and 2 wickets down. Same number of wickets as Cal College at this point in time, but it honestly wasn't the same condition in terms of runs. Cal College had 39 at this point. So you really feel like Goldridge do have to pick up in order to match their total of 113.
Yeah, not looking too good for Goldridge here. Definitely have to change something. But definitely looks like Kyle College fielding is really holding up here.
Yeah, we did see a lot of misfields from Goldridge earlier on, and we said that they could prove detrimental to their efforts here. And as we can see, Kyle doing the exact opposite. No misfields that I have noted so far. Nothing really leaky, no overthrows, and it's really helped them in restricting Goldridge to such a low total. That is why, though, from Nintendo Zimbabwe.
But we can see current run rate slightly picking up here. We've gone from a 3.9 to a 4.2. So slightly picking up, but still a while to go, as required is 8.57. So quite a big gap there, over 4 runs per over difference. So yeah, definitely a lot they have to change. But he managed to get a 4. Is it going to make it to the boundary? And it does. Nice amount of points there for them. Really helping them try to catch up and close that gap.
Yeah, the efforts of the man at sure third go unrewarded. He really was sprinting for that ball. He's been moved to... No, he hasn't been moved to third man. The captain has changed his mind. He's going to stay at sure third, hoping to cut out any more edges such as those. There's going to be a change of bats there from Molenchina. It's played away, but Point is able to get to it. Only 1 run taken there.
Goldridge definitely seem to be waking up here. They've brought their run rate from 4.2 to 5.18. That's quite a nice increase there. Required is still 8.38, but they are closing that gap slowly, but they are closing it. So I think quite good for Goldridge there on that point. Hitting a bunch of nice shots here. So they're getting there. I think they're getting into the sink. I think it's time for them to start focusing now, but I think we could say that it is a bit late. It's now 3.5. Sorry, it's the third over now, going into the fourth, and they do only have 15 as this game has been shortened. So, I mean, not too much time. They really are going to have to push out.
Yeah, they do need 94 runs in 67 balls. It may be a bit too little, too late for Goldridge, but only time will really tell if they have left it too late to achieve such a total.
But I mean, anything is possible. 10 overs is still quite a lot of time, quite a lot of balls for them to play with. So, yeah, I think they still have the time.
A change of padding for the batter here. So it's now the second bit of kit that he's changed. It was first his bat, now his pads. You have to wonder whether he may have been rushed while padding up. Maybe he didn't really expect to have gone in that early, and I really think it does reflect how quickly those wickets did fall for the openers of Goldridge College. That is an amazing shot. It's returned to the bowler with interest and it's gone all the way for 6. A terrific shot there from Molenji, and I think the new pads and the new bat have really done him some favors here. And the change has not gone unnoticed. What will his response be here? And it's straight again, and it's gone through for 4. Just too much power on that for the man deep at long on to handle. And it's gone past him. His efforts in the deep, unrewarded, and it's another 4. What can Andile Ngube do in response here?
This is looking great for Goldridge now. They really have changed those statistics. We can see current run rate 7.38 and required is 7.69. They really are getting back on top of this, and there is a very, very high chance of them winning this. There is still that chance, and it is highly possible for them. I think all they need is the determination now and the right shots and the right bowling, I think.
Yeah, I think if they can just remain consistent, they can just keep scoring at this rate, keep those 4s, those 6s coming occasionally every maybe like 3-4 balls. And that is an amazing shot, but it is dropped by the man at cow corner. You really feel like that wicket could have done Cal College a whole lot of favors. No run there. It is the end of the 5th over now. Goldridge 34 for 2. They need 80 in 60 balls now.
And just in the quick changeover. Well, sorry, not yet. Looks like we are continuing now into the 5th over.
That's played well, but fielded well by the man at cover. No run. Thick edge, and it's gonna go for 4.
This is exactly what they need here. Really, really, really good for Goldridge now. I think they are waking up. They're getting there. Definitely, they've been hitting a lot more 4s and 6s in the past 2 overs than they have in the whole game. So, yeah, they're getting there.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that 6 from Molengina was the first of the match, coming in the 2nd innings and the 4th over. That is quite incredible, isn't it?
It is, yes, definitely. And just quickly, I will ask Lando just to take a quick look at our batters.
So at current, Emmanuel Morris, he has 10 runs off 8 balls. 2 of those runs came from 8 of those runs, sorry, came from 4s, and no 6s hit by him so far. He has a strike rate of 111.1, meaning that he's scoring at least 1.1 runs a ball. And Molengina has 14 off 7, with 4 of those runs being from 4s and 6 of them being from 6s. And his strike rate is at 200 at current, meaning he's hitting at least 2 runs a ball. That's hit deep, and it is well taken.
Thanks for that, Lando.
And down goes Morris. It's an important wicket. It really does disrupt the momentum of Goldridge College.
Quite sad for that player there. I think he had quite a nice run in batsman. He definitely got a few points on the board for Goldridge, so I'm sure they'd be happy with that. And he got 2 4s in his run, as Lando did just say. So, I mean, really had a nice batting career in this game. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate for Goldridge. You think that may slow them down a bit, and their momentum may just be ruined. Molengina still in, though, and he's been striking well, so he should be looking to continue what's been a decent innings for him.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it looks like time is slowing down. We are still in the 5th over. It looks like with all these big 4s and 6s, Goldridge seems to be slowing down the time and making more use of these shots.
Yeah, indeed they are. And in case you want aware, there is a time limit on the amount of time teams can spend. I think it should be 1 hour per innings. So if Goldridge do keep this slow rate up, they could well find themselves suffering from a 5 or even a 10-run penalty.
Yes, and I'm sure they don't want that at this stage already. They're not looking too great. But I mean, with the current run rates that they have got, they have a chance here of winning. It's going to be a tight game, I think, much like the last one with CBC and Eaglesville. But we'll have to see which team prevails and which team comes out on top.
Yeah, it could prove to be extremely interesting. Goldridge requiring 74 in 54. So there's still that gap of 20 between the runs and the balls, but they are doing quite well. That is a wide from the new ball into the attack, Andile Ngube.
So it has been quite a busy weekend for CBC. A lot of events going on. We have the T20 under 16 tournament, and we do have the water polo under 14 Zim trials. So it has been quite busy. Not too many people here though, but if you would still pop out, come see the atmosphere here. We have SDC running the cricket and girls college running the pool area. So a lot still to see. There's a few matches still to go. So try make it if you can, and I'm sure it'll be worthwhile.
Yeah, it should be worthwhile. The finals between CBC and Milton getting underway pretty soon, so I don't think you would want to miss that. It is over on the other live stream and should be kicking off at around 2:15.
Yeah, and I think that'll definitely be an exciting game. So if you are going to watch one, watch that one, because as we have seen, as we have mentioned a lot before today and yesterday, CBC has been performing exceptionally well. And Lando mentioned earlier for us a few of the players that he thought were key, and a few of the players who are all-rounders, all good at batting, all good at bowling. So I think there are a lot of good players in that team, and I'm sure also coming from Milton. So it will be an interesting game.
Yeah, it will definitely be an interesting game. Milton do have a lot of talent in their side, of course. They have the likes of Blessed, Mocho, Dexter Marisa, Fairchild Manyatila, and these are all really incredible players that could prove the difference in that match.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I think the final will be a test for CBC, as in the previous game against Eaglesville, I myself, and I'm sure the CBC team, got a bit of a scare when they were trying to catch Eaglesville and struggled quite a bit, so I'm sure they'd be going into the next game with a strong, confident, positive mindset, not too confident though, and I'm sure they might be able to come out on top, but I'm sure both teams just as eager to, so it'll be an interesting final.
Yeah, there are often very interesting matches between Milton High and CBC. And last year's final between the two, CBC did come out on top, but it was only thanks to a great last over from Tadiwanashi Rusere having claimed having claimed 2 wickets in that match. He managed to claim a third in that final over, restricting Milton to just 2 runs in that over.
So it is looking quite tight here, and I mean the current run rate and required is looking very, very close for Goldridge here, so I think that they might just lose or win by a slight gap. Either way, I think it's going to be a tight win for either team.
Yeah, they have managed to close that gap between the runs required and the balls left. They now need 60 of 48.
So like you said earlier, Lando, there was our batsman from Goldridge, Morris, who was really good, and he managed to hit 2 fours for his team, getting quite a few points on there. And you did say that when he went out, that he may cause the Goldridge team to slow down in momentum. But as we have seen, I think they've held it quite nicely. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Molan Gina still being out in the center really has helped their momentum quite a lot. It really has helped them in terms of maintaining such a high run rate and being able to compete so well. As you just saw Molan with an incredible shot of extra cover for 4, and that's just what he's been doing all day. He's really been helping his side on to a pretty interesting score of 59 for 3.
If this is the way for Goldridge to win with these 4s, then they have to do it, and I'm sure they're on the right track. They're getting there.
Yeah, indeed they are. The gap now closing more and more. 55 runs now needed in 46. That's a great ball, the outside off. Stays low, and Molan isn't able to play that one away anyway.
And like I have said, I think either the win or the loss is going to be very tight and very close between the two teams. So I'm assuming for the batsmen here, a lot of pressures on them. Every ball counts now.
Yeah, as we had said earlier, the pressure from chasing the score is always going to be pretty difficult for batters to manage, but it seems as if the Goldridge batters are managing it quite well, with Molan still on an incredible strike rate of 207.1.
Yes, agree with you there. And I definitely think that a big score like 220 or 200, over 200, like we have seen CBC score in the previous matches in this tournament, we can say that it can be quite a big score to look up to and to chase. But I mean, it also can give a team confidence, and that may be what's happening in this game for Goldridge.
Yeah, it could definitely be what's happening. It could definitely be motivating them to just really go out and get those big runs, play those big shots. And as we just saw, Samuel Mahachi getting in on the hitting a 4 over mid wicket to join his teammate Molanjina in the action.
Bowler now, I'm sure, wanting to get some wickets for his team to try slow down the speed and the momentum that Goldridge has built here.
Yeah, we know how 1 wicket can change everything. Will it be here? Yes, it will. And there goes Molanjina. It was such an important wicket there. He may have just gotten a bit too ahead of himself here. And finally, Kyle College do get the breakthrough they needed. Molanjina out for 29 after 15 balls.
So we can see Molanjina here on 14 balls hit 29 runs with 4 fours, so 16 of his points out of the 29 being fours, and then 1 6. So I think a really good run to him. Probably one of the best batsmen that we're going to see in Goldridge team today. So I think he can be proud of himself. Goldridge can be proud of him, as he did get them through most of this. He's got about 1/2 of their points so far. So I think whether he goes off this pitch with a win or loss with Goldridge, I think he can be proud of how he played and what he did for his team.
Yeah, I think it will really build his confidence going into the future. I remember last year when I talked to him, he was a pretty shy young lad. He wasn't all that confident with the bat or with the ball, and it's really nice to see how he's developed into a batter who doesn't mind going for those big shots, who's always willing to risk it, but eventually his risks have caught up to him and he has come out.
Definitely, and like you said, last year you spoke to him, and I think it's just lovely to see these players developing and coming into the next year even better and even more confident, like you have said. And it's just wonderful to see how cricket is developing like that and how the young teams are getting better.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think this is honestly some incredible quality cricket that we have seen in this tournament so far, and this match really is building up to have a fine finish.
So just a quick question for you, Lando. From the perspective of a batsman, in the case that you do a block like we've just seen now, why would you do one of those? Would it be a defensive state, or would it just be in the position of where the ball is?
I think it honestly depends on, you know, how many balls you faced. I mean, a batter that's coming in first ball, he's always going to be looking to be a bit more defensive, and his defense is broken through there. There goes the middle stump. Ali Piri out for 0. It's a great ball from Ashton Hyovu.
Definitely, they have got a few wickets in the past 2 overs, so I think it's not too great for Goldridge, but I think Goldridge just needs to keep their head up. They have been building their score, and there is still about 7 overs or 6 overs left, so there is still time for them to come back, and there is still time for them to win.
Yeah, there definitely is. They still have Samuel Mahachi in there, who has been playing pretty well, and it's the second Morris brother coming in now to hopefully take the mantle of what his brother was able to achieve, scoring 10 runs off 9 balls, hitting 2 fours in his time at the crease.
Going for the big swing there, but his bat does not reach the ball.
And that is going to mark the end of the 9th over. 64 of 9 overs now for 5 wickets down.
And luckily for this festival and the people watching, the rain has seemed to blow over, and that is a good thing for such a tournament like these. We have got to the semi-finals and finals, and I mean, you wouldn't want to miss a final just because of the weather.
Yeah, it is always really depressing when you miss matches due to weather. I think it was the Ashes last year or in 2021 where one of the tests had to be cancelled because of the weather, and it did mean that the Ashes were retained by Australia because of a draw in the amount of tests won. So wide ball there from Andile Ngube. He has to tighten up a bit here if he wants to help his side onto a victory.
Would you think the weather or the, should I say, state of the or condition of the pitch at the time would make a difference to whether a team would win or lose?
Yeah, I think the condition can definitely change very quickly, and it can definitely change the situations in which a team finds itself in, because, you know, it's never nice to have been batting so well, to have been performing so well with the bat, and all of a sudden cracks develop, and now you're caught with some really annoying bounces, some really unpredictable bounces, making it honestly just difficult to bat and leading to a team which had such great momentum toppling over. And that's what happened to the wicket of Samuel Mahachi. All things are going wrong for Goldridge here, and off he goes for just 5. So it's been a pretty good pair of overs so far. Important wickets falling, and now 2 batters with little experience at the crease out there. Anutdaishe Mbunge coming in at number 8, and Nathan Morris, who's only faced 1 ball. Although he is the captain for Goldridge and will definitely be looking to inspire his team to what may be an unlikely victory here.
We come down now, just about 6 overs left, or 5.5. So not too much time now left for Goldridge, but they just have to score 43 runs for them now. May seem like quite a big number, but the rate they're going, they still have a chance, and they still could get this win in the bag.
And the appeals running riot on the field. I feel like Anutdaishe Mbunge may have really been scared for his wicket there, but the umpire waves away the appeals. The umpire thinks it's a bit outside off, not close enough to the wickets to be given. And they are appealing again. No wicket given.
Looks like Kyle College getting a bit too excited here.
Yeah, it often does happen when you feel like you've gotten the important wickets, when you feel like you're now getting to the end of the game. You do get a bit overconfident. It can often lead to teams tumbling late on when one of those batters that you never really expect to score runs does eventually pull a rabbit out of the bag.
Yeah, and I'm sure Kyle looking for the wicket here now to try get as many batsmen out as possible, because as we've seen, Goldridge has shown an incredible amount of spirit here as they did manage to come back. The start wasn't too vibrant, as in the first over they didn't score any runs, but I mean, now they're getting there. They're picking up the pace, so I'm sure Kyle getting a bit scared here.
Yeah, I think Kyle just may be. And they really are just trying to keep their bowling tight, just trying to keep the batsmen true to themselves and restrict them from scoring any runs in these last 5 overs.
And as you have said, there's 5 overs left, not too many balls left, so Goldridge really has to work with everyone, and every single one does count. So pulling it quite close here. Like I did say in the start, you do want to be making those runs count on the start. And as I say that, Goldridge is still working here, and they managed to hit a beautiful four there. Nice swing by the batsman, and he manages to get it over the boundary.
Yeah, some great technique there from Nathan Morris. He sees it short, he sees it just short, giving him enough room to fully extend his arms and hit it right over mid-wicket.
Looks like they're going for the run, and looks like they can go for it. Will they go for two? Looks like it. Quite tight here. And it looks like it was a four.
Yeah, four wides, not the best of bowling there from Nintendo Simugove, and he should really be looking to tighten up because he's giving Goldridge a lot of free runs. It is really good for us viewers though, because it does help in building up anticipation, it does help in building up a great finish to what's been an intriguing game. No run off that ball. Nathan Morris forced to defend there.
I'm sure not too happy with this performance, as like I said, every ball does count, and these missed balls that they're getting are not really helping them too much. Current run rate and required run rate are still about 1 run apart, and I mean, in the end of a game, that is quite a big difference. Beautiful shot there, and it makes it past the boundary with no bounces, and that is a 6 for Nathan Morris. Definitely following his brother's legacy.
Yeah, that is an incredible shot. It sounded so nice off the bat, came off the center of it, and just went right all the way, and was never in any doubt of clearing the boundary.
And I'm sure Nathan Morris, they're really happy with that, as that increases the total runs for himself and for his team, getting them closer and closer to the win. They have just about 4 overs left now, not too much time, and I'm sure Nathan Morris wanting to hit a lot more of those to get his team on top.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be a very interesting last 4 overs. Only 28 needed in 24, but Goldridge left with just 4 wickets in hand. It is getting to the end of their batters now, and you think the quality may decrease as the wickets continue to fall. So there's a quick single taken there to give Nathan Morris back the strike.
Not too many runs left now that are needed, just over 20, like Lando did just say, but not too many balls to do that with, so they really have to be working now. I'm sure Morris really wanting, and his coach wanting him to hit more of those long shots for the 6s and 4s, as they really need these points. They need them now or never.
Yeah, and it is definitely beneficial for Goldridge when extras like that are being bowled. They would have definitely hoped that the keeper hadn't performed so well behind the stumps though.
Beautiful tap off there. Quite a fast ball, but nicely taken by the batsman. Managing to fit in 1 run there. Not too many, but that is still keeping them moving.
Yeah, it's always important to keep that scoreboard ticking. Make sure that you never have those dot balls at this late stage in the game, because you can, of course, increase the pressure on yourself if those do build up.
Yes, I agree with you there totally. 1 run can make a difference in the end.
It's an incredibly fast single there from Nathan Morris. Great running in between the wickets from the 2. Mm, 24 and 21.
24 runs needed in 21 balls, and they could possibly do that. It's highly possible for them to do that. They just need about one ball per run, and I'm sure 4s and 6s would be much appreciated by Goldridge now.
They would definitely be much appreciated. It seems like there's a few issues with the scoring there. They are reconciled though. That is a no ball. That's it high. And it is going to go for 4-4, it seems.
That is amazing for Goldridge there. Like I said before, definitely what they're looking for now. And that brings them a step closer to the win now. 17 runs in 20 balls. It is looking possible for Goldridge now. It is looking highly possible for them. They just need to keep their motion going, keep momentum. 1 run per ball will get them there now. But I'm sure wanting 4s and 6s to try not brush it that close.
Yeah, good single taken there by Nathan Morris. He'll probably be instructing his teammate not to take the run off the last ball of the over so that he can keep the strike.
They really need to make sure here that they are getting at least 1 run per ball here, as that's what they need.
So in comes Shalom Members. He did it for his side in terms of batting. Can he do it again in bowling? He needs a wicket here for his side to stand any chance of victory. Few adjustments being made in the field, going a bit more defensive here, as everyone seems to either be on the edge of the 30s or on the boundary. Nathan Morris searching for those gaps. With everyone on the edge of the 30s, you would think that he's looking for those quick singles. Just tap it down and take those quick runs in between the wickets.
This game is looking much similar to the T20 World Cup, where South Africa and India played, where South Africa was fighting for the win, but India managed to win by 7 runs. So a big disappointment for South Africa. Hopefully Goldridge won't be suffering the same pain that South Africa did. And as I say that, a beautiful shot made, hopefully trying to get a few runs in here, and they only managed to get 1.
He had some great fielding in the deep. A bit of a slip, but he did slip just in front of the ball, and he was still able to collect it and throw it in well.
And then we just take a quick look at the batsmen quickly. Nathan Morris with 15 runs in 10 balls. None of them being, oh sorry, apologies, there are 2 being 4s and 1 of them being 6s. While we look at Anotidaishe Mbunge with 2 runs in 5 balls with 0 4s and 0 6s.
Yeah, it is really an impressive innings here from Nathan Morris. He has done well as the captain of his side to help his team to what should be a very interesting final 2 overs. As I said, that a catch was dropped, allowing Anotidaishe Mbunge to stay in and keep the partnership going.
14 runs in 15 balls. Definitely really close here. And I think we were proved right when we said that this was going to be a tight game, and whether win or loss, it was going to be a few points difference. And I'm sure that's exactly what we're expecting now. Just about 9 balls left, not too many. Goldridge really has to make these balls count now.
So Goldridge are going to be a man down for just a bit. The man who dropped the catch is taken off. They have brought a substitute, however, and we just hope that the man taken off is alright. He is able to play again, and he doesn't suffer anything too serious here.
Like we did mention, we love the action, but we also love the safety, and hopefully our medical aid club at CBC can take care of that.
I think for the CBC first aid, That's standard procedure, for real, for real.
So some argument on whether or not there was a wide, it's not given in the end. But a no ball is given. It's a poor ball there from Shalom members. It was a free hit. I think the Carl College fielders may have forgotten it was the substitute who was brought on who caught that ball, and perhaps his game awareness not being all the way up, all the way that it should be at. A dead ball is signaled. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of it was, but that previous ball is not going to count. It is going to be void.
As this game wraps up, just give us a quick overview of what you think. Since you've seen both teams batting and bowling, and fielding actually, what do you think, from your point of view, from your opinion, which team do you think deserved the win today?
I honestly think that the win is really hard to decide on which team deserved it. I think Goldridge bounced back from that 0 of the first over. It was really impressive, and it really is inspiring to any sides which may look down and out but are able to recover. And I think for that reason, Goldridge would probably be deserving of a victory here today.
The dark sky and cold winds make it seem late, but it's only 2:30, and reminds me that the final should be going on roundabout now, which is an exciting game. And a reminder, if you are listening in, that's on Urban Legend Pictures, which is another live streaming channel that we are doing this tournament. So if you'd like to check out the final, please go and check it out there on that channel. Again, it is Urban Legend Pictures, so check that out if you want to check that.
Yeah, the final has been slightly delayed. These matches have taken a bit longer than expected, but for good cause, because this game that we're watching right now is honestly proving to be an incredible one. Every time we think that a clear winner has been declared, every time we think that Goldridge are clearly in front, Carl College come up with an incredible piece of bowling to restrict them again.
9 runs in 10 balls. They are pulling it so close here. And to release some of that pressure, I'm sure they'll be looking for a 4 or a 6 now. Can he get it? He can't. But they're going for the run. Will they make it? And he does. That run is definitely crucial and important as they still stay ahead in the runnings here. Current run rate that they need is 7.85, required is 5.33, so they are still on top in the statistics point of view. But yeah, every run counts, and as I say that, they didn't manage to get a run there in that ball.
Yeah, this is going to be an incredible end. 8 runs needed in 8 balls. I wouldn't even be surprised if they went to a super over after this because of the scores being level.
And Lando, this match was actually shortened to 15 overs per side. Do you think the game might have turned out slightly differently if it was 20 overs?
I think Carl College could have definitely put a lot more runs on the board if the game was slightly longer, but that's all with hindsight in mind, and honestly it could have turned out worse for Carl College if the game had lasted for longer. We could have seen the wicket of Shalom members falling quite earlier because of that pressure of having to survive for an additional 10. So honestly, it has for an additional 5, sorry. So honestly, it has been an incredible game. We are now going into the final over. 6 runs required, so incredibly close between the two sides.
Yes, I agree with you there. And me myself, hopefully wanting to record 50 over per side cricket match. As Lando did say earlier, he prefers the T20 as it seems more exciting, but 50 overs per side I think would be a long game, but definitely exciting to watch. So hopefully one of those coming up soon.
Yeah, definitely exciting to play in as well, and who knows, maybe you could be recording my next one here.
Definitely, I think I'd enjoy that.
So the final over. 6 runs required off 6 balls.
I don't think we could have been any further away from what we said when we said it was going to be tight, and it has proven to be.
And 2 runs taken there, those could prove crucial for Goldridge in trying to achieve the victory here. Short ball, but it's misfielded. It seems to be going for 4, and it does.
That may be the winning, not bat, but ball of the tournament, I think. And I'm sure Kyle College may be a bit mad or cross with their bowlsman or keeper there.
Yeah, it may be a bit anticlimactic for the winning runs to come off the bowler himself, and honestly, it is definitely disappointing for Kyle College. They have lost here against Goldridge. You can see the players rushing onto the field to congratulate the batsman.
Definitely, I agree with you there. Definitely anticlimactic. And stick with us, please. We should be looking at an interview because I'm sure the captain from Goldridge would be very happy with their performance. Even though the game was drawn quite tight, as we did say, I think both teams performed really, really well. And as I said to Lando and asked him earlier, maybe if there was slightly more overs, it would have gone another way for Kyle. But all in all, I think it was a good game. Goldridge happy with the performance. I'm sure Kyle have some things to work on for the next tournament. But aside from that, exciting, interesting game. Kept us watching, kept us on our toes. So all the way to the end, excellent game, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of great performances in this match, including the likes of Shalom Members, who scored 62 of 39, Molan Jenna scoring 29 of 15, Nathan Morris as well, the captain, 19 of 19 to win his side the game. He is crowned player of the match, having bowled 3 overs, an economy of 8.0, and claiming 2 wickets. So it was all in all a really interesting game. It was, of course, an amazing batting performance from both sides and incredible bowling to keep the game as tight as it was. I think we can honestly thank the weather for delaying the game and causing the game to be a lot shorter, because it honestly meant that everything was so action-packed, everything was as tight as it possibly could be. And Goldridge winning by only 4 wickets. It goes to show that every wicket counts, and your bowlers as well, you also have to have them batting regularly, because if we didn't have the likes of Nathan Morris being all-rounders, being great bowlers as well as great batters, then who knows how this game could have gone.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Nathan Morris and his brother really playing a key part for Goldridge. But I think if games such as this get this exciting and action-packed, we should have a T15 next time.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's not a bad idea. I'm sure there is a T10 tournament coming up later this year. It should be in November at the Cricket Academy. So in case you are free, don't forget to tune in to that. So we will be having an interview with one of the players, hopefully with Nathan Morris. Shortly, he is honestly an incredible talent. In case you're wondering, he has made both Zim teams for this year and the last. He honestly is an amazing player and deserving of all the accolades and all the achievements which he's been able to achieve. I think him being the captain as well has definitely helped him in his performance. It's definitely given him that confidence to go out and display such leadership, display such skill, and be such a role model for everyone else on his team.
No, I'll take them off.
Let's ask you questions, then you answer. So alongside me, I have the captain of Goldridge and you player of the match, Nathan Morris. So well done, Nathan. Uh, how do you feel about this game? Were you always confident that you're going to come out with a victory?
Actually, we weren't. We got a bit overconfident and carried away. And it was a rude awakening when they set 130 runs for us. And we actually got a bit of a shock and stress because we didn't expect them to set that big a total.
And do you think Cal College winning the toss and choosing to bat was important in helping to build up such a difficult run chase?
It probably wasn't because we always had wanted to bowl first, and their confidence in batting first also shook our confidence in bowling first because when they started getting runs on the board, it was a shocker for us because we trusted ourselves in bowling first.
And do you think there's anything that your side can improve on in future matches?
The energy on the field was lacking. There was no support for each other, and I think that for that reason, that's why we didn't manage to restrict them to the amount of runs we'd have wanted to restrict them. Or else, I'm actually pretty happy with my team.
Right, thank you, Nathan.
Thank you.
And good luck in your future endeavors.
So thank you. That's all for you guys this weekend on our live stream. But we still do have the final coming up. So pop onto our other channel, Urban Legend Pictures. Really good game going on there, CBC and Milton. But aside from that, we've had a really good weekend. Thanks to Lando over here for the help. We hope you enjoyed the content that we gave you. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and we certainly did enjoy the matches here. We hope you did too. And it was honestly an amazing experience to see such talent on display. And we do hope you stay with us on the other channel, however, to tune in to the final between CBC and Milton, which could prove to be an extremely interesting game.
Aside from that, though, hopefully next year we'll have a more exciting tournament, and we should have a few more coming this year. So please do stay tuned on the channel. If you've been watching, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this weekend. Have a great Sunday.
Heritage after 15 overs and 86.